Hi, friends of CFDM. Our second video in this time where we said we would connect live and more often. You can see from behind me that it's a really windy day where I'm at, and I'm told that live animated backdrops are all the rage. So hopefully that reflecting off the window, we can figure out something. It's just such a beautiful scene behind me. The trees are all green outside. I said I would be keeping it real. We're not trying to be fancy or put on like we're doing something we're not. We're just connecting out of our real lives. And my real life is that I need a haircut badly. Someone ironically just texted me, one of you just texted and said, I would just watch the video on YouTube and you might want to think about getting a haircut. It's time. I could not agree with you more. But such is the life we're living, right? And that we're being asked to embrace right now. I want to share with you a poem today, just briefly, that has been so meaningful about this idea of embracing what is. It was brought to us by our regional directors as we met last week. And I was able to pull it up on a website, a poem website, and they said about it, in his poem about division and separation, Cleave, David Whyte contemplates life's stream of comings and goings and the perpetual painful losses. We were born saying goodbye to what we love. And then goes on to offer the poem, which I will close with today. I'll leave you with it today. But I want to just mention that in the middle of what's happening for me and our life here and the life of CFDM, there just is a lot going on. As I mentioned, we had our regional directors meeting for the other 5 regions. If you're part of the CFDM family, know that you're part of more than just CFDM Northwest. There's Arizona, there are 2 regions in California, and there is a Nevada region, as well as our own Northwest. And so it's, you're part of something grander that God is doing. And while grand for grand's own sake means little, it is a representation that people are being served, and God is using the ministry of spiritual formation and spiritual direction to enrich our lives in God and to help us to expand our experience and deepen intimacy with God. In the middle of this season, we're also planning our fundraiser and open house. We're doing that virtually this year on May 30th. You're not going to want to miss that. We're planning on a surprise for someone special to many of you. So you'll want to watch for that. They'll be coming, notice will be coming on your email. During this time, I wanted just to mention that today, besides gardening, besides trying to manage the wind and this overgrown hair in the wind, we are planning, my husband crossed the line into Medicare eligibility today. So we're celebrating his birthday, and one of our daughters was born on his birthday. So we're celebrating a 65th birthday, a 40th birthday. And since we've been in quarantine, I wrote these down because there were so many. We have had a 13-year-old birthday in the family, a 16-year-old birthday, and you know what that means. We have welcomed a new great-grandchild. We've had 2 significant college graduations, one a Doctor of Nursing from the University of Washington, and one a 4-year degree in law and justice from WSU. So there's an in-house rivalry going on there. But these are all significant moments, and we're being asked to hold that. So we're going to do this virtual celebration tonight where we ask people to Zoom in and give their congratulations, and we've even invited them to stuff their face with birthday cake if it helps them feel like they're actually there in person. But surrender to these kind of events, to do that with an attitude of not grousing about it, even though we're disappointed that we can't be right there in the same place doing the big gatherings that we're used to. It works something in us that reminds us in real time that we're not in control of even the smallest aspects of our lives. God has given us the gift of agency and invites us, of course, to exercise that to our greatest potential for the glory of God and according to our design. Augustine reminds us that a man fully alive is the glory of God, a man, a woman, a human. And yet there are moments like this that remind us we are not in charge. And this poem by David Whyte reminds us of that same truth. So I want to kind of leave us with that today as something to think about. This is Cleave by David Whyte. To hold together and to split apart at one and the same time, like the shock of being born, breathing in this world while lamenting for the one we've left. No one needs to tell us we are already on our onward way. No one has to remind us of our everyday and intimate embrace with disappearance. We were born saying goodbye to what we love. We were born in a beautiful reluctance to be here, not quite ready to breathe in this new world. We are here, and we are almost not. We are present while still not wanting to admit we have arrived. Not quite arrived in our minds, yet always arriving in the body, always growing older while trying to grow younger, always in the act of catching up, of saying hello or saying goodbye, finding strangely in each new and imagined future the still lived memory of our previous life. Cleave by David Whyte. You can Google that online and find it. Some thoughts for you today as we hold these moments of celebration. I don't know what you might be celebrating, what you might be asked to let go of, to surrender. And our prayer for you is that in this time of what's being called a COVID wilderness, for those of us who understand that the wilderness can work great depth and enrichment, even in its difficulty and in its isolation and sometimes suffering, that great things can happen in us. Life can spring forth at the end of this. And so that's our prayer for you today, that whatever's next will be full of life, because we are learning moment by moment to surrender what is not ours to be in control of, and to trust that we are the beloved of God and that God holds us in every moment, despite or regardless or even because of what we may be experiencing in these days. So God be with you, and we'll see you in the next video.